uh, with the academy having been so essentially saved by you guys, and the life draining field disabled, while the encampment here um is in the
Did
middle
the life
of
draining did the life draining shield drop when we killed the guy? The black robe, or did it drop when? How did that get turned off?
it the the field was reported as gone when you guys returned. It would seemingly have been attached to the black robe that you destroyed.
Oh, okay, excellent. He's sleeping with the larvatars.
Ah! But yeah, the encampment is still partially stabbed, given the recentness of the event. So yeah, you guys can certainly take a long rest, unless you have a pressing need to not.
I know of.
Okay.
I don't learn a new spell either. All I get is that and my. I get that. My. And my HP.
I'd argue a burst heal like that is pretty good for a level.
Oh, I know, no.
Oh, son of a bitch.
What?
The new compendium is not showing the third-party spells and stuff that we bought.
Let me look at stuff.
I'm wondering why that selection was a lot smaller than I remembered it being.
Well, according to this, I can select any of the sources. Did it stop sharing the compendium?
Excuse me. Jesus.
Yeah, I have a Midgard spell right here.
Showing up when I use the compendium.
Okay, I can check some settings real quick.
I have to tell us to use an old compendium, but that would require me to reload everything.
Well, because they're showing for me, and I didn't see any options when I was glancing through.
For instructions.
Okay, I guess I need a moment for technical difficulties. Well, I am going to be looking at stuff on my side. Given the situation, where are you wanting to have your long rest? The academy itself is available. The encampment is available, and I believe you can trek back to your ship if you would really want to go that.
Um,
We do have the gallery.
That is true. A different compendium. That's interesting.
Yeah, refresh to the old compendium, and it's still not showing them.
Looks like they. Oh, there's okay. Share my compendium with players was chick click to no for some reason. There we go. Clicking that to yes. Save changes.
That's I figure stick around, use the gallery, just that way if we have anything we want to check in on and find out if there's anything else we need to do before we leave, we don't have to trek all the way back.
Sense to me.
Since we can teleport back to the boat.
Jatana will look skeptically at your magical door. Actually, you gallery door.
She can look skeptical all she wants. Where's she going?
I did change the compendium setting. So
Well, I mean, I refreshed, and I thought maybe I timed it wrong because I thought I'd done it after you changed the compendium setting.
Oh, I had to click. I had to click save.
I may have timed it wrong. But yeah, it's like open the door, and you can see inside through the door. I was like, hey, you're welcome to stay where you want. There's a room here if you want it.
Which one's Shatana?
It's the Makot that was viewing you as the leader of the group.
Oh yeah. Hopefully she views Kit Kat that way now, since Kit Kat's got the fire crystal. Thomas will check in on Kit Kat once they've got some time and just check to see how he's doing with the king. Ask him if he had any visions when he went in.
Yeah, was an experience. Like
Yeah,
I was living another life.
Yeah, not gonna lie. I came out of mine wanting carrots. So
I he like waves his hand and I keep expecting a pom pom, but it doesn't seem to be here.
eh, you can do it. Kupo?
Oh, showing me the.
Thing. Yeah, he'll explain to you what he saw. Um, which will be very reminiscent of the kinds of experiences you guys have had with your own Christian events. Content sharing. Okay. I see.
But somebody does.
Oh, gonna let me. Yeah, it's a very reminiscent. Basically, you remember the Moogle that was a part of the party, the Prince of the Moogle.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
I made the joke Kupo. I figured that's what he says, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Oh, wait, really? I have to save that separately? Save content sharing settings.
Wow.
I like how there's a note that says this game. Okay. I'm just wondering kind of how your experience um with your crystal is, because he's describing a sense of kind of like an awareness of um of a power within him that is um both foreign yet not. It feels like it really kind of contradictory to him.
Thomas would take a deep breath and be like, sensory experiences are a thing that I have had changed in my life before. So, um, I imagine Thomas the Crystal feels very like, while foreign, a familiar level of power. I mean, I assume it was Crystal hypothetically is more powerful than, I don't know, is the crystal more powerful than the divine power he was originally imbued with before he was fallen?
I would imagine so, since the crystals were in theory create everything, but entirely wrong.
Oh, I've
It would
broken the
it would
cheater.
There we
certainly
go.
it would certainly be of a divine scope from your perspective.
Yeah. So like it's similar to the power level that I had before. So it's not something that really, I didn't think about it as, oh my god, this immense power. I just thought about it as, oh wow, this is restored. I am restored. You foolish mortals. But I think in conveying to Zasha, he's gonna be like, this is, my experience is going to be different than yours because we're different beings.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, I I still just didn't the fact that it's me versus someone else is still a bit off-putting.
Again, it could be could be worse. You could have developed a taste for carrots. Although I would have fucked my old self, that's for sure.
Uh, things certainly were prettier in the past, weren't they?
I guess.
Switching over to Pro, since Chris, I believe your technical issues are now solved.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay. So the gallery.
Mm-hmm.
Jasana is a little kind of confused of there being a like extra rooms. She'll comment that she was under the impression that shows like this were finite in their space, and clearly she is not of whatever original count she figures you read.
Well, I can recreate the space, whenever I cast the spells. So all that we're using rooms are not here, so their rooms are now available.
Did you lose people?
Now, some stayed on our ship, some went to do other things, and may or may not be back.
Yeah, look over to the as you can see, you're in a deserty area. Look back to the
I mean,
door.
technically, Kami and well, what's his face is still technically here, right? Amros. He didn't like go
He didn't
anywhere.
tell
He's
us what he
just
was doing, so I assume he's still on the boat.
yeah.
Yeah. If anything, I do need Armoros around for reasons.
He's a crystal hero, so we can't, dump him entirely.
Oh yeah. So, but given the choices, Desana will walk into the gallery. It has been a bit. I remember it being a bit of an art show.
So yeah, it's the inside is kind of like the inside of a looks like the inside of a tree, like wood, carved wood tower. It's got spiral staircase going up. On the staircase are various paintings depicting the entire, basically rose, artwork. Just some general stuff, a lot of stuff depicting the journey as they've gone. To one side, you got the little, Spirit Moogle Tavern. The other side, across from that, you have a small like sandpit training room with a sandpit training area, and then also there's a small library type area.
Okay. Okay. I should actually be looking at the paintings. This area clearly is a bit more rather, shall we say, a bit less um um a bit less Spartan than things you've clearly seen before. All that being said, I know like Torblaine had some time with Good Cat. Um, is there anything either of you guys are wanting to to do additionally for leading up to the long rest and such?
No, not really.
Okay.
I'd like to take a moment to just check out Jordana, make sure that she's still in the clear. Namely because as part of the level up, I just picked up remove curse, so I want to basically kind of pump that in just to make sure we got the last vestiges of whatever, since we in theory prevented the transformation or whatever. But I don't know if there's any inherent lingering corruption that might deal with. And just make sure that what we did is holding.
Okay. So to confirm, you're doing more than just remove curse. You're actually actually diagnosing.
Yeah, I'm trying to do it also an examination. Just to make sure, since we were sensing for that kind of stuff and everything. Just okay, now that we've got a moment to breathe, let's make sure this held.
Okay. In that case, if you can make an Arcana roll,
Okay.
and is there's something you're doing like off to the side or
yeah, use that Arcana.
Yep.
Okay, Arcana. Definitely okay with that roll.
47. Okay. Okay, with that roll, aside from the lingering mark around her collarbone, the only connections you are seeing is to profiler and stuff. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The only connections you're seeing are to some uh some external source of power buried on some other level of existence, but the transformation state that she was undergoing that you guys had pretty much halted through the techniques you used before, as far as you can tell, are gone. I believe does profiler let you reveal class?
I believe so. Yeah, that was one of the things that was creating issues. And determine its class and approximate levels.
Okay. Checking. Okay. To just speak more mechanically, she has a rather high um rather high amount of levels in Warlock. Being being one of the kind of exceptions in Astrina, as she doesn't really consider herself a mage or magic user as such. Is there anything else you're wanting to do with your examination?
No, that covers.
Let's head over there. Okay. Okay. That put it done, folks. Okay. In that case, wow. It was a D6, yeah? Okay. For kicks. Will it do a 1 again? No, it'll do a 6. Okay. Okay, cool,
Crit
cool,
fail.
cool.
It's a crit fail.
It always throws you in Roll20 does stuff like that? But yes, it's statistically possible, but damn. Okay. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Cool. In that case, you guys will have your long rest. The gallery, given where you guys are right now, is not going to suffer any kind of disruption from Nethicite or any over the night. Does the gallery have any extra effects for long rests?
No.
Okay. Cool. In which case, people can get their resources back, which I imagine is okay. Which I imagine is going to be great for everyone except Tarvalane, because Tarvalane again did not really receive much damage ultimately.
Harblane was below half.
Yeah, but that's
Again,
what Token says right now.
and he made death saves.
Fair, though I once again say you don't look that bad off according to your.
Yeah.
I know you got like
let
a heal like right before, if I remember correctly.
me just do this. Although that still didn't go correct.
Let me try a thing real quick.
Why is
Let
my
me.
spell points not syncing up? Huh.
That did not change. Weird. Your spell points, at least according to your token, are linked to the class resource. HP on your sheet is listed as 172.
Yeah, no, the HP is right now. I guess. Oh, I have 2 boxes for spell points. This one is. Okay, that's why. Let's make that 114. A little 114. Okay, cool. We're good.
Fools. Okay, well, huh. You're essentially in a demi-plane right now.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Oh, the night will again go by without any kind of disruptions. Even if there were disruptions, I do believe that the what do you call the menagerie?
Hmm.
Not the menagerie. You got a name for this place?
Rose Magnificent Gallery.
Okay, I thought it had like a different name. Okay. Well, the gallery, from what I recall, is internally soundproofed.
We have the door closed. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you guys wouldn't be able to hear anything if anything was disruptive. Cool. Well, in that case, yeah, the long rest will conclude. And you're okay. People. I know you're trying to scam call me, but at least recognize my time zone, please. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. Um. Who generally wakes up first?
Imagine Rose is the only eats half the sleep.
Right.
I mean, Thomas goes to bed early, usually, because he has. Well, I guess he's not getting up at sunrise anymore. So. You're still there?
Yeah, it's still there.
Yeah. Did you get?
Okay.
He's not getting up at sunrise anymore.
Yeah, because I mean, he knows where what's his face is.
Okay. In that case, then with Ro, sounding like me, he's the first one up. You will find that cars in the let's see, the mool area was kind of the kitchen area.
Yeah, that's the kitchen, tavern, common room.
Yeah. Whether she actually has gotten any sleep, who really knows? I guess the real question is, does she still need to sleep?
That is the question.
Either way, she is there before even you. I guess this is it. We now have all of the heroes of light, all of the crystals saved.
Yeah, so
at least 4 out of 5.
that begs the question: what's the next step?
Well, I think we should have everyone here for that. I believe I mentioned to you at one point. I do have a bit of a purpose with everything I know here.
Mm-hmm.
And now that everyone has what they need, I can finally get into that. What are y'all's passive insights?
All of us?
Yeah.
16.
Okay.
32.
32. Okay.
But I think I've got, if she's lying, I think I have this one. I have, like, I can do deception against deception with Thomas. And no, Thomas has this feature, which allows me to do investigation in place of insight.
Okay.
Ah, you took my move.
Cool.
Not that I think that matters. Oh, it just goes from a 16 to a 19.
Well, that's a notable raise. Uh, though,
It's not as great as if I could do deception if it was deception. Like that would be. I know I have that feat on one of my characters. I think it's on Fargo.
check. I don't think it's going to be the 32. Okay. Difficulty is an 18. Which the 32 definitely beats. He said you have the
Profiler applies
19.
at
So
19.
okay. Okay, if you were to make a check, so yeah, essentially it's subbing in that. Okay. He is not so much not really lying, but is is both one um glad the crystals aren't in peril anymore, but she's also feeling a bit of concern. That concern with the 19 for Turbulane is not quite sure. I'm not quite sure whether that is concern for a particular person, the group itself. With that 32, sane number, you can tell that the concern is more both more inward and kind of it's like trepidation at coming to a end of a journey, which he clearly is feeling that that these are the final stages of.
Mhm.
Now, given the situation, are you guys going to want to wait for everyone else, or are you going to want to try to get some expedited information?
I'm fine with waiting. There's no reason to make her have to repeat herself twice.
Yeah, I'm fine with waiting.
Cool. Okay. Um, mental be down next. Kind of noting that the two of you are already are you down here? Did I miss breakfast?
And the kitchen's always open, but no.
The Mughal chefs they're not limited to particular dishes for
No.
comedy's sake. Okay.
We had enough different palettes. I didn't want to do that.
I don't care if you're a vegetarian; it's going to be meat. Okay. Um, with that, and I'll go and get breakfast. Don't think I'm missing any NPCs. Yep. Nope. Okay. Yeah. There are going to be uh two two people in the gallery, which are going to be notably late. I say notably late, I mean like an hour late, so not fashionably late. That being Dasha and Jatana.
Oh,
Mm, my boy. So proud of him.
He has no skill in deception. Hmm. Hmm. Oh, it's at the disadvantage. Oh no. Um, you check out clearly, thinks he is quote unquote hiding things very well.
Mm,
And Jatana doesn't seem to care. So she's not particularly. She is. If people can pick up on it, fine. She doesn't care.
Ro is surprised, but will not press the issue. That's a hell of a turn of events from last night, but that's their business.
Whenever Thomas thinks that Tarpling thinks that the girl is not looking, he's going to he's going to uh rib Zasha and be like, "My boy."
Did you mention you were you're when you believe she wasn't paying attention, or a time where she isn't? Um, mm, I'm gonna call this, unless you can think of something more appropriate, a deception, a deception, or a role to either kind of be subtle about it, or a perception roll to note when she is not paying attention.
Stealth to hide it. Question mark.
Stealth or sleight of hand?
Well, I mean, words, yeah. If it's more of a gesture, then yes, stealth or sleight of hand.
We'll do stealth.
What?
Don't forget to guide yourself.
Oh, very good call. I mean,
What?
heaven forbid that I fail with my plus 19.
I do believe guidance is a noticeable cast, at least for
Yeah,
most people.
well, we aren't going to guide ourselves. We got a 31.
Oh wow, okay. I thought the 24 was going to be a challenge. I guess not. Oh, that's the most average of roll 20. You're going to be averaging the entire time, aren't you? You're either going to be average or nil. Okay. Yeah. Um, he will look a little bashful, especially given his notable past with, like, for instance, the Den of Sin, um, and the lack of utilizing its other resources. Um, in a bit of a hushed tone, which, okay, roughly average dice roll it is. In a hushed tone, he um will comment. Um, you gave a very interesting perspective on things.
Already called that for.
After a little bit of a pause, as he realizes the entendre that that he just made. Um, let's just say my goals have slightly changed a bit. I remember the voice clip of that. um, if you're interested in what he's actually meaning by his goals changing, he is perfectly willing to talk about it with you, but not at the, I
Oh yeah,
guess,
no.
given the time brunch table.
Thomas will Thomas will smile and he'll follow up like later.
Given the current situation, this is more of a kind of meta comment. Um, um, Actually, I can phrase this even in universe, searching with freaking 32 over here.
Hi.
Um, it is clear to Ro, since, again, I don't think much can hide from a 32. Um, she clearly is going to be staying within the proximity of Zasha, which will have the effective effect of her being a proxy party member.
Okay.
Now, if Ro has an issue with this, say for party size reasons, that'll have to be dealt with in character.
The only air quote issue I have, especially since our party members have been dropping like flies, is I know we only have a certain number of slots before people get annoyed, and we need somebody or something that can throw big heals, as last fight demonstrated. I don't think that's her skill set. I recall she was more of a stabby fighter type, which we also need because we lost one of those too. So I'm not.
She is, from what you have observed. That being said, she now has a bit more of an expanded skill set. Not saying that she necessarily has healing, but she does have a bit of an expanded skill set at the moment.
Potions and scrolls are all well and good, but I have to be able to find those to use those, and they have not been turning up as frequently as we need.
It's just a concern that Ro himself will bring up. I know it's a concern of the player.
When we get to the actual planning phase of what we need to do next, that is something I intended to bring up.
Okay.
Because if we are ready to go to the moon, we definitely need somebody who can, make sure we live long enough to get there.
Yeah.
I'm fine with trying to pull it off with scrolls and potions, but even those have not been turning up in enough frequency to make up the difference.
Yeah. Oh, did I do my props?
I don't think you did the boss drapes, no.
Okay. Whoa, no! My scroll wheel went crazy. Okay.
Even when the potions do turn up, they're usually the really tiny variety that just kind of a emergency stabilizing measure at this point.
Hey, Tarbalin,
What?
you wanna mess with the broken chair leg?
We don't need them, right?
I mean, I use them for like crafting or repair materials, but we've got a bunch, so if you want to get rid of it, I will not be offended.
Yeah, let's roll out all the broken chair legs and
I count 3.
yeah. What do you mean you count 3? There's
One
a
broken chair
4th.
leg. 2. There's a 4th one. Oh, up
And
there.
then there's
Okay.
a 5th one. There's a 6th. There's 5 of them.
Well, clearly I can't count.
We are drowning in chair legs. I can build a new boat out of just chair legs.
Oh, that's good. Your healing potion.
It's
gonna
fucking
come in
amazing.
handy.
It's just like 2.
Okay.
What are we gonna do with these bars though? They're yours.
Bars?
Yeah, the crowbars.
Oh,
Oh wait, you're row. You're row in this game.
wrong character. Yep.
Oh, do note any mention of crossbow bolts can be substituted for bullets. Second
Gifted just range.
level, 1/6 level. Those are the scrolls. Okay. With everyone eating, Jatana will be taking a seat next to Zasha. If there is someone occupying that seat, um, she'll remove them. But as they're having their food late, Kara will, now that everyone is here, kind of clear her throat and say, "Well, I know that at this point, we're looking for a way to get get to the moon. Since coming back, I think I've mentioned to some of you that I know a number of extra things. Uh, Zara is, of course, lost in this particular comment, as everyone else seems to know what she means by that. But Zara will continue. Well, I don't. No, she will. Does she have? She should have prestidigitation. Um, the side of the table that does not have food on it, will have a bit of a magical illusory map show up, showing a area of the Lustrina. Why you give me the option to realign the hex grid if you can't actually realign the hex grid? Time to bring up a map that I believe has not been brought up in a while. Oh. Welcome once again to the world map, and I can make that full event go away now. Focus ping. Oh, it doesn't match Zoom normal. So well. The imagery is visually that of the Ustrina Empire. It's not the entirety of the world map. That being said, oh, I do not have that. Oh well. to get to the moon will require a bit of finesse and know-how that has been lost lost since the since the kind of looked over at Tarbelaine, cataclysm. Being said, there is a surviving airship from that time which should be able to make the journey if we use it right.
And you know where that is? Or at least have an idea where to start looking?
I know the area where it's where it could be. It's a bit out of date, but I doubt anyone has scavenged it given where it is. Kind of zooming in, it is there's a border area between the regular forest, western fallen forest. As a reminder, you guys were in the eastern one a bit ago. That was just where you got Siren, if I'm not mistaken. And a particularly corrupted adjacent area. The little markers there um, reach sheer like these. I don't recall if you guys. Do you guys recall where these were used last time? If not, I will just say the name and you guys will remember.
I remember the Rashnagal ruins. Went there for something.
Yeah, well, I'm more specifically referring to the tile.
So the Fallen Forest tiles? Or the you mean the dark gray kind of orangey tiles?
Yeah. That is those areas are like Deadlands levels of corruption. If you guys remember Deadlands.
Okay, vaguely.
No, undoubtedly, it's damaged, if anything, from sitting for a rather long time. And unless one of us here is very skilled with fixing ancient things.
Think we have anybody who's really skilled with ancient tech?
In that case, we're going to have to find a person by the by the name of Venge. Fortunately, I don't remember much about him in terms of like where he is. Um, he is a member of the Austrian Empire, which um, involved in, well, um, fixing the fixing the non magical um, things that the Empire has created, and has also been she's like a bit hesitant because, as a reminder, she has some memories that aren't her own. Um, just kind of having like think for a little bit. Um, he's also been known to try to derive things from calamity ruins, um, such as Ratchet. But even if we can um, get the airship operational um, with or without him, the real question will be getting to the moon itself, and that will require us to um, go to Ember's Fall if you want to get a straight shot.
Okay, so we need to pick up the technician, find the technician, take him to where these ancient airship supposedly is, and then get the airship to Ember's Fall.
Yeah. Ember's Fall is to the north of the Austrian Empire. Probably would have to see it. Actually, given
on top of all that, we also need to find ourselves somebody capable of throwing some more advanced heals, since Amros is otherwise occupied. This last fight showed us that at least our current, either supplies or ability is not enough for the damage the Black Robes are going to be dealing when we get there, let alone whatever we encounter on the moon.
Natana will comment. Well, magic isn't very friendly here anyway. I know some good, for lack of a better term, um, chemists that could help out with some of the healing issues. It might not be as immediately potent as what you're used to, but it would certainly be effective.
Do the chemists also work on group healing, or is that just more potion individual stuff?
I haven't used them, but there are clouds, um, like healing smoke.
All right, that might be a place to start then, and at least for the actual trip up to the moon, Kisa might be willing to part with some scrolls from the library, possibly.
Kit Kat will comment. Well, um, well, I'd like to think so. If it's going to save the world, I imagine all the library would be at her disposal.
Well, where do we find these chemists?
For that, just kind of will kind of look at the illusion. Can you zoom this out some? Kara will make you will essentially zoom it out. She'll point over to point over to um Machile over here.
And the technician was where?
Kara will make a little bit of a kind of awkward shrug.
You have no idea where to start looking for.
No, but given given his position, it probably wouldn't be that hard to find out with a few questions. Deshauna will immediately say, "Well, I haven't heard of him."
Given that he specializes in ancient tech and stuff, he might have ties to the Astalia library, so we could see if Kisa's heard of him. He might have an idea of where he's been doing his expeditions.
Good thought. Mental make will speak up. As she is speaking up, she is trying to surreptitiously and failing to surreptitiously do so. Roll a carrot towards Charbelin.
What?
Mint's trying to slip you carrots.
Why are you handing me carrots?
I don't know how that got to your side of the table. No roll is needed. It is she very poorly hid the fact she was doing that.
Hmm.
If we're also needing to go to Ember's Fall, then is it a place we may actually need to I need to go to first to sure.
Tana, it's like Embers Falls reasonably close to the academy. Any news out of there?
Well, this place doesn't really have windows.
I mean, they do. It does, but they're faux window. They don't.
Well, it's called Ember's Hall for a reason. Embers generally don't survive going there, as it is one of the one of the, if not the most corruptive places. Um, you probably didn't have a good vantage point or recognize it for what it is, but there is some kind of endless dark spire coming from Ember's Fall. No one's survived long enough to find out exactly what it is. People have tried; they either don't come back or decide to turn around after a bit.
Big dark spire, you say?
That's how I would describe it.
That sounds black roby. Yes.
That does definitely sound black roby.
Also sounds like, yeah, we probably ought to secure the place before getting the airship over there. So, yeah, this might be okay. So, positive course through McKinley. See what we can do about the chemist. Either buying stuff from the chemist or picking up a chemist, and then we can sail up to Ember's Fall, deal with the likely Black Robe encampment there, fortification or whatever it is, and then we can check in with Kisa about the machinist. Sound like a plan? Anybody have any alternative ideas?
Meant more to herself, but it is audible to everyone else. We'll make a comment about it. Hope there's some fireflies over there. Katana will we'll give you guys a little bit of a look as if to indicate that there is something that is to her obvious that you guys don't seem to be.
But please share with the rest of the class.
Again, Ember's Fall is incredibly dangerous. I don't think your sailing ship will really be up to the task. Wouldn't it be a better idea to get this ancient airship, which, according to you, she's looking over at Kara, uh, um, um, should inherently be robust and I'd imagine well armed. I didn't was it? I don't know what your sailing ship is really equipped with, but I don't think it would match whatever a pre calamity airship would have.
In that regard, you are correct. The airship is probably better equipped. Just from a terrain standpoint, what are we dealing with in terms of terrain, in terms of whether the ship could even approach it?
Oh, for Ember's Fall?
Yeah, because I'm seeing it looks like forests and then the Dark Spire.
Well, you'll have to go through the Metal Sea, which is
Okay, so that's what that's supposed to. The gray stuff is supposed to be.
no, the Metal Sea is.
Oh no, I see it. Yeah, it's up there. Yeah.
Um, which you guys don't need any special roles for this. If you're proficient in any kind of navigators thing or history, you'd be aware that the Metal Sea is called the Metal Sea due to the fact that it has um, both 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 ancient and more modern wrecks in it, and that the creatures in that area of the sea have essentially made metallic reefs out of the various materials, to the point that the materials that are not used are a bit buoyant and essentially act as not literally mines, but navigational hazards. The currents of the sea and the marine life involved that have changed to utilize material generally keeps it confined to the Metal Sea, which is why it's not just out into the rest of the ocean.
Okay, I amend my statement then, because based on what you said, that's something Ro would know. And it also sounds like the type of place Kami would not appreciate us taking her boat, at least not without her driving. So,
That being said, I believe what the ship can hover now.
yeah. But I also know she wanted us to be careful with her boat until she got back. So
That's fair.
okay, so Sounds like Embers Fall is more of an assault than a secure type scenario. And from what Kara said, Embers Fall is where we need to get the airship to anyway to launch for the moon. So that brings us back to the previous order of operations. Make it, do something about the chemistry stuff, find the machinist, get the airship airborne.
Taro, so well, that sounds good. That sounds good, at least from my perspective. But I am relatively new to this group. Aside from the fight, I was with you, and if you want to make a run for Embers Fall, I'm not going to stop you. I just think it would be foolhardy for many of us. She'll add, clearly giving a bit of wiggle room for both Carbeline and Zasha. She has not lost her respect for you or anything.
Oh yeah. Charblain's just gonna nod. Like,
Melted, so that doesn't do us any.
Given that Ro is a Ember non-unit, if you want to make, right, you're proficient in it, want to make a history check concerning Ember Falls, I can give you some information.
I really want to know. Yes, I appreciate that. Really, one of those things of without scouting it, I can't make an informed decision. But to scout it, we have to basically go there. At which point, we're semi-committed, not entirely committed, but semi-committed.
Yeah.
Coco dies being generous. It's worrying me.
27, okay.
Love is a scry or a clairvoyance or something.
As Jatana mentioned, Embers Fall is called such because back there, from there. Expeditions have been made, and this area is where you. Well, I do have the tactical icon. This area is where you will find a disproportionate amount of fallen over over that of corrupted. This is also where the highly dangerous categorizations of both corrupted and fallen have been encountered for the Ember's records. Arguably, there in the beginning was more high-end threats than lower-end threats because of the amount of information coming from Ember's Falls. From a mechanical standpoint, you are going to likely be finding a a number of powerful small groups, though more likely that of anything CR. Oops. CR 24 and higher. The anything beyond the perimeter has not been successfully scouted, as there have been reports that the closer to the Black Pillar you get, the risk of corruption increases to the point that members of Ember expeditions have tried to push towards it, have in fact corrupted just during the attempt without getting any eyes on proximity.
Well, that does sound pretty rogue, strongholdy, endgame level stuff. So I do have a way we could probably confirm this if Carbalane's open to it. I think it'll work better if he does it than me.
Listening.
We have a scroll of legend lore, which obviously, if there's anything written down about the place, the legend lore spell lets you know it. The more we know about the location, the more we know about the thing we're trying to legend lore, the more information we get. I think that if you are the one to cast it, it might be able to draw some on your ancient, I was around when this stuff was happening the first time knowledge, which might give us even more information about the place than what I would get if I'm the one who's casting it.
Makes sense.
Because this might actually be like the original stronghold or where they built the Black Gate or whatever, at which point we definitely know we don't want to do this first.
Interesting.
Because the
Yeah.
scroll might help you remember stuff you might have forgotten.
And I make a before I do that, can I make a history roll just to see? I mean, no, never mind. I have my history is only 3.
Well, yep, even
But
secret
yeah.
lore. Okay.
Oh, great God, servants of the god of the former god of messengers, remember shit.
Okay. What do I need to roll for the cast?
It's a scroll. You just do it.
Oh, okay. I do it.
So you remember how to read.
Yeah. Okay.
I knew there was a reason I didn't sell that one off.
Yeah. It's okay. It was the brief summary of events about lore. Yeah, I know it doesn't clearly say this, but the implication is if it's written down.
That's it. Yeah, that was the discussion we had before. I remember Eric trying to abuse it, and it's like, no, if it's written down, and yeah, it does have the caveat that the more you know going in, the more you know cast the spell.
Okay.
Because it seems to be built around the idea of not telling you something you already know.
Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Okay.
Rose learning, guys.
So, Tourmaline, you it sounds like you're casting this.
Yep.
Okay. Naming. I presume you're naming Ember's Fall versus anything.
That's the only name we know it by.
Okay.
If anybody would know it by a different name, it's him, and you may not remember it until he casts the spell. So.
There is a lot of information because of certain things you guys are aware of that other people would not be aware of.
When you play Skyrim and you pick up that book in the game and you realize that the book you picked up, whoever wrote the lore on the book, actually wrote a fucking book in the game.
Okay. There's all kinds of information coming to you. I will go into the information in a bit, but for an interpretation of a particular aspect of it, could I get a nature roll from you, Starblade?
Nature roll. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Interesting.
12.
12. Okay. Yeah, I believe Legend Lore. What's the duration? Instantaneous. Okay, so you can't just guide yourself. However, don't you have a divine thing that could increase your roll if you want to use it? 12. It's an okay. It's an okay roll. But is there anything that you'd like to potentially do to increase the roll that could be done in a less than a turn fashion?
Yeah.
We have sorcery
Well,
points
that's
that lets him re-roll stuff.
say I can burn a luck point. That didn't help much. That rolled the 9 again. If I fail the roll, I believe I can use my where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Favored by the gods. Fail a saving throw or miss with an attack roll. Nope, that's not gonna work. Um mhm. Magical guidance. If I make an ability check that fails, I can spend one sorcery point to re-roll the d20.
That's the one I was remembering.
Okay.
16.
16? Okay. Yeah, 'cause this is more of like an amount of interpretation thing, and I'll certainly count that as a for the purposes of that ability. Okay. Unless there's anything else, then it sounds like the 16 stands. In which case,
Somebody throws an inspiration or something.
well, that takes that takes more than an instant because Legend Lord's instant. That's why I was asking if there's anything less than a turn.
I could have
Okay.
done guidance, I suppose, before I did it.
Guidance before you did it.
So we didn't realize it would require a skill roll.
I mean,
Yeah, I guess if I wouldn't have known and it was instant, you
yeah.
can't guidance.
Same reason why Bardic Inspiration can't come into play. Okay, but 16, cool. Because the information, if I'm not mistaken, could include things like maps.
We did get a hero point when we leveled up. If you want to add a d6,
The higher the roll, the more information you will get. Those 16 is a pretty decent number.
I'll take decent. I'm not going to waste
Okay.
hero points.
Okay, in that case, because information such as maps are, to a certain extent, are in with this knowledge, Immerfall's original location was obviously not here because the Years of Light took chunks of the planet, and now it's an archipelago world. Ember's Fall was the original site for the rumored construction of the Black Gate. It has clearly since become an island and shifted over here. Time and structuring and such. Uh, it it also through that has had the longest time to kind of saturate in the corruption. There have been shipments of material to Ember's Fall, both via ship and more esoteric methods, such as higher level teleportation magics for extremely powerful people, um, consisting of a number of arcane supplies for various um, various experiments concerning the Black Pillar. Because again, you have access to various writings, the spell. You will be aware that the Black Robes have been using Ember's Fall as a base of operations, primarily because no one in their right minds would go there, so it is a safe place to stake a claim to. Um, the, from that standpoint, the Black Robes now, at least according to the records that the spell is giving you, only have 3 council members remaining.
Oh wow, we've been effective.
Of course, that includes
Not Carmen San Diego,
um
the woman who always shows up and then disappears right before.
yeah, Lady Eliora, which I believe you are remembering this individual.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, she is one of the remaining members. One of the things that they are trying to do, because according to again, they take notes, which is why you have access to this, because you're aware of the Black Robes as being more than just rumor. What they're trying to do, according to the information that is seeping into your brain, is a couple things. One, they believe that the Black Pillar will enable direct connection to the moon and the chaos within it. The pillar itself, through through a power that they are uncertain about, is there is some sort of barrier between the spire and the rest of the world. To their knowledge, this has only been momentarily breached once, a little bit ago, which you will be able to correlate as to when you guys were fighting Morgana, and she suddenly got a immense power up. The Black Robes are almost certain that there is something of immense power other than chaos itself, in the in the Dark Pillar, which is something they are trying to free. Part of the reason why they've been doing things like trying to tap into the conflux, which was in Terra's lair. Why energy was attempted to be siphoned from the Holy Republic stores of magicite. They have, for lack of a better term, a rather large stockpile of magical energy in the form of either crystals or other apparatus, so they can do things that would be normally beyond what they could do, even with their extra abilities due to their ability to hear the whispers as. So yeah, they're actively working on trying to let out whatever is just on the other side of this pillar. You, Tarbelaine, are pretty sure, given their findings. Well, actually, do you have? Yeah, you have proficiency in Arcana, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
No. I do not have proficiency.
No proficiency. Okay. In which case, while you are aware of their of their arcane notes of the barrier itself are not able to interpret information with any kind of certainty. Other than it being absurdly powerful, enough to baffle them for a bit. Let's see. The legend lore. You have a few. You are aware of the paths that the actual ships have used of the Black Robes to deliver supplies to Ember Falls. That will be useful to anyone with the navigation skill, or rather, proficiency, in order to properly plot things. You are also aware that they have been trying to use the fallen and corrupted in the area to distort the barrier. But the problem with chaos is the fact that it is chaotic and does not follow the rules of the rest of everything else. They do, however, according to their notes, feel that they are close in their goal of at least temporarily disrupting barrier around the dark. Um, this, by the way, is a pillar that reaches into the sky. Hence, it's not as common about there's no windows here. Like past the clouds.
Possibly, you say, all the way up to the moon.
Possibly. Given the vast information that is legend lore, do you have any particular questions you would like to ask that you believe legend lore would be able to?
I can't think of anything specifically right now. I will note that I'm probably starting to lose my focus a little bit because I'm a little sleepy. But
Okay. I should just exposit it a bit in your direction, so that can make people sleepy too.
In theory, it's all dumped into your brain, so follow-up questions at a later point are, in theory, valid.
Yeah.
Either way, it does sound like, yeah, that's the final dungeon. Don't go there yet.
Yeah.
okay.
Well, yeah. I mean, they're also actively doing things to try to distort distort the barrier, and they mentioned that in the notes that they feel they're close into doing that, not collapsing it. Just
Yeah, it sounds like, yeah, that is their, our new clock.
Yeah.
From what you told him, it doesn't sound like the type of place where we can do like Mint suggestive, go secure a beachhead and then come back to how fucked it is and nothing else. Like, that would be a process.
Quite probably. I mean, there is a thanks to legend lore, the shipments were going to so yeah, you guys are able to fix. So yeah, that's mission. Yeah. Thus far, as you mentioned, it does sound very end gamey. If you'd like, you can go there. It is an option.
It sounds like at least to me, feel free to contradict. But it sounds to me that again, get deal with the chemist thing, and then start the airship quest cycle with the awareness that we are on the clock because of what they're doing in Ember's Fall.
Yeah. Like in theory, if you were to go there now, you could, in theory, disrupt what they're doing.
Assuming we could actually get to them.
Assuming you could get to them.
Okay, so other than Ember's Fall, where else can we go?
Well, we have to go to Maliki or whatever that is where we can find the chemists that can help us deal with our lack of healing problem. And we have to find a machinist. Tara does not know who knows how to work on the ancient airship. She knows kind of where a rough idea of where it crashed. We still have to search for it in that area. As for the machinist, she doesn't know where to look, but we can try contacting Kisa since she's in charge of the Library of Ancient Crap. She might have an idea where to start looking for the guy.
Yeah, you guys know his name and his occupation, so he's famous enough that if you ask around,
Yeah. We could also try asking around here at the academy, see if anybody's heard of him. Figure out where we need to go next to find him.
Sense that makes. Yeah. Although I feel like Kisa would be faster.
Well, I figure I can pop off ascending. That's basically instantaneous. And then if she does know where he is, great. If she doesn't, she can get back to us when she does figure it out, and we can ask around while we're waiting for her to call back.
Yeah.
So I will pop off ascending spell, asking Kisa about this guy. And depending on whether she has instantaneous response or not, we will go from there.
okay. Kisa will respond. I believe it's us.
Yep.
Is a card-carrying member. Could contact if needed. Is somewhere in the Metal Forest.
Don't see metal forest in our immediate area.
Anyway,
On it.
the Metal Forest is not a large enough feature to
Okay. That's what I'm not saying.
to be on the map. That being said, it will. Sure.
So with a name like Metal Forest, that probably means I can't tree port there. Freaking metal.
Hmm.
Hey, that's not too crazy far. It's over there for Cows. So if we take the slightly scenic route around the west there, we can hop into Maliki for the chemist and then make our way down to the Middle Forest. Easy enough. We'll ask her to at least let him know that we're coming, that we are coming and that we will need his assistance repairing an ancient airship.
Was this a part of the first sentence?
I know, second sentence. This is follow-up.
Oh,
You know, she said she can contact me. As a crystal secured. Let him please. It's crystal secured. Please let him know we are looking for him. Need his help repairing ancient skyship.
I'll let him know.
All right. We have a course.
Good call on seeing if he was a member of the library or not.
It sounds like the kind of thing he would be a member of, given when you said he specialized in old shit and they're all about the old shit.
There's been so many times where people have forgotten of like helpful organizations and stuff. Okay. Gonna try the course.
Yeah. 25 days, give or take. Unless we don't have the power of kami time.
Yep, no power of kami time. Who's piloting the ship?
Bro's been the one doing it the last few times. But since we have 12 days to Maliki and then another 12 days to the Metal Forest, do you want me to send you back to Fiona for a bit? Or
Yeah, absolutely.
I will send you over for 12 days, and then we'll pick you up just in case you want to get anything in the city, and then or something's happening in the city, and then we can send you off again.
Sounds good.
Okay, so you're porting him over to the place. Okay.
That's sending him back to whichever den Fiona's at.
Well, the last one you heard about was the one, and I believe it was.
It was, but well, obviously want to check do a sending just to check, like, hey, which den are you at? Sending your husband your way.
Always the next one.
Yeah.
Well, in theory,
I want to keep it a surprise.
so don't send him. Okay, or just send him and don't tell him where he's going.
I don't know if you can do that.
I mean, I have to know where he's going, but I have to have been there, seen a tree there before. But
I can tell you haven't seen a tree.
okay, apparently I can't send you to where she is right now, but because it's a surprise and it's always So for all I know, she's going to be in the next town we're at. I tried.
Now, if there's anything else you guys would like to do in the gallery, okay. In that case, I'll need a piloting roll, a helms roll. It would be, given the amount of days that'll go by. You guys can work on any projects you need to that you guys want to work on. Oh, great. Okay. I'll call it for 2 days.
Oh shit! Getting good at this.
Mm.
I should buy some Warframes.
You just took out 2 days of keeping home on time.
Well, I wasn't able to send you your wife, but it's okay because there's a dentist in here, so your wife is probably here.
Right.
Yep, there is an S in here, which is why I kind of found it funny. I seriously wish they had.
Ending of permanent invisibility spells? What the fuck?
That's what it says. Approaching this city by boat. You can see just it's not even really it's not really even smoke. It's just vast amounts of steam coming from the area, giving the visual impression that just the land is just foggy, more so than usual. The humidity here will be a bit high. As you'll be hearing the and seeing in some cases the mechanized movement of various things, and I believe this one down here is going to be a new one for you guys.
Yeah, I don't remember that one.
Who gave Kyogre a mech?
Wait, what was that?
Who gave Kyogre a mech? Ah!
Well, I don't have people on the map. I assure you that there are people wandering around
Oh, good.
the city.
I was slightly worried that there were no people around.
Oh, there is that being tiny. Oh wait, I can do this now.
I'm gonna go ahead and give you a 30-minute warning. This I am struggling.
Okay. Thanks for the heads up. Oh wait, roll 20 is yeah. The people around there's a bit of just general sense of tension in in just any kind of in the in the populace a bit. That being said, as was already pointed out, um, you Torbelane, do see the sign for the Den of Sin.
He's going to smile as he walks in, sort of leading the way, nodding to Zasha and Jitana to follow.
Josh is perfectly fine with following you into the into the den. Katana is a bit skeptical because it is a new place. The den of Sin, this Den of Sin is currently being renovated from its previous use as a Warframe repair shop. However, your lovely partner has been able to have the main area kind of set up and ready, so there is at least partially operational.
That makes sense.
There we go. Fiona will be waiting just inside for you with a smile on her face. I was wondering when you get here.
And I was wondering how you always know exactly where we're going to go. But I don't question the plans of the gods.
Okay, looking past you. Well, everyone, come in. Feel free to. Well, most of you know what uh what to do here. Though I do see some new faces. Oh, she's mid.
Yeah, she's been mid. I think only once, but
Oh, the shop up there.
oh, there's something called local shop that popped up, and I'm looking at the shit they got, and it's like, yeah, this. I mean, there's some neat stuff in here, but it doesn't really address the problem I came here to address.
The
I think it's the machine shop.
machine shop is the one you were looking at.
Well, it just the handout that popped up just says local shop, but it looks like the stuff that you have listed on the tab for the machine shop. Seems to be the same inventory that's on the tooltip.
Okay, that's what it's. Um, in terms of things that I was talking about, well, it's not particularly listed on the on the. I don't think it's listed on the.
Yeah, because I wasn't seeing anything
Yeah,
for chemist or whatever.
there's the Naga Cola.
And then there's the napalm thrower that throws a healing boat, which is a giant tank spraying people, down in a 20-foot cone. That's way too big and heavy to be practical for most of us.
There. One second. I'm gonna need a note down here.
15 to 20 pounds per heal is just,
There's this section down here that I'm being. But that being said, well, I add this section. Fiona will be kind of ushering Mint over to try to entice her to play some equivalent of some slot machines, essentially. She's not quite sure what to do with Chitana other than try to get her to drink.
Thomas will sort of like pantomime to her to be like, point at Zasha, then point at Chitana, and then do like the pseudo obvious like finger into hole.
She'll give you a momentary surprised look before schooling her features, and then making a subtle motion towards the higher end alcohol, suggesting perhaps some celebratory drinks for them.
Yeah. Give them the good stuff.
She will also make a few indications, wondering if the
You speak CPL, right?
if you taught it to her.
Yeah, I mean, I
Okay.
imagine that over the years he taught it to her. Like, I mean, they've lived together for, I want to say, like 1800 years. Not all of the fall, but most of it.
So it's like 1870, 1875 since the fall. So
Yeah. I want to say it was about 1700 years that they've been living together without looking. That's what sounds right from what I wrote. But
Right. In which case, she'll be able to communicate. This mean he'll finally be making use of our extra services.
oh no, I don't think he's ready for that.
Hmm. That would have been a nice revenue, but
Tommy
how?
is going to Tommy is going to be so mad when she gets back, and Sasha, like, she's gonna cross-examine this woman. She might kill her for taking her son's innocence.
Like that's the part that still throws me. Given his attitude on everything, it was pulling teeth just to get him to drink.
Yeah, I know.
Well, she yeah, gonna get the good stuff over here. Gonna give him a little bit of credit on the casinos. At least what we have operational. Maybe maybe his partner, referring to Jatana, uh, will turn out to be to have a gambling addiction.
That would be so great. I mean, be great for us, but anyway, what's going on in town? Why is it so weird?
Well, there's you can probably feel the tension from outside. Um, okay. Just feel free to look at the local shop again. Um, there's there's been a bit of a increase in the metal things that they have out there. And from what what I've been able to tell, there is some kind of search going on. Anyway, there are some words going around the dancer's lobby. That there's a that there's a that there's a search going on for a relic that's been found closer to the uh, close to the close to the corrupted forest, and the um, people here are being kind of stymied in as far as adventuring out for it. It looks like the um, Empire wants to get their hands on it first, and not some random individual like the owner of the scrap shop across the way. Pretty sure she'd want to get her hands on any um, viable things such as that. Um, but hey, if people are tense around here, that just means more customers for us.
This is very true.
Yeah. Also, I don't suppose you could use your charms to maybe poach some people from the dancer's lobby. I wouldn't want to have too much too much in the way of lopsided competition.
I can go poke around there. Hmm.
She'll give you a give you a smile as she is applying applying the Kit Kat and Jatana with drinks. Um, Mint is definitely ordering food with her drinks. Um, okay. Um, I know you said you were fading.
Yeah.
A little 20.
I am mostly at this point. Yeah. If this is a good point to call it, I am down.
Yeah, because it looks like there's going to be just a little bit of shopping going on.
Drop lore for a side quest. Find the relic.
Yep. Find the relic.
Which have usually been worth finding.
Yep.
Yeah,
Alrighty,
there's some.
guys.
Yep.
Then I guess I'm gonna hop off,
Yep.
and we will pick this up in 2 weeks.
Yep. There
This
should be
is
up. Sorry, go on.
this is not next week. So I don't think I've got anything competing. Yeah, okay. Because next weekend I'm gonna be in London, so but we haven't started supers back yet, so okay, cool.
And enjoy your London time.
I plan on it's Chris's birthday weekend, and so he chose London this year.
Oh,
And
nice.
well, originally my older sister was supposed to be working a job in the UK, and we were going to meet my older sister, and so we were like, well, we'll just do London, and you can do all the stuff that you really want to do in London. And so, but there's a lot of eating going to happen there. But
Cool.
alrighty. Good night, gentlemen.
Good
Good
night.
night.